Hello, this is session 2 of my series My Child Diary. This session, which called Opinions and Response, will be in English as well as other sessions. The reason to it is that I want to connect directly with my audience, and I want everybody in the world to know this series, and I want to share with everybody my experiences. And I feel that the fast and the best way to do it is without translating my Hebrew, just speak directly in English. So I hope, I want to apologize if I have mistakes in English. I hope you understand me well. So I'll begin with the session. I'll start in my next date with Limor, whom I have like the relationship of parenthood partnership. We want to bring a child together to the world, either a son or a girl. And all right, so I'll begin with the date we had on the 9th, it was the 16th of April. We went to see a show, Midsummer Night's Dream. I thought it's the most interesting show to see. I love Shakespeare a lot, and before the show I watched the version of the classical version, cinematic version on YouTube, Midsummer Night's Dream with Mickey Rooney and Olivia de Havilland. It was so magical, through this version I remembered the story, and so I came to the show prepared. Anyway, we met at the cafeteria of Betzvi. Betzvi is a school of the theater. It's a very famous school in Israel that students there like learning the 3 years acting before they try their chances in the real world of theater and cinema, and they have a lot of shows there to present. And so we met in the cafeteria of Betzvi, and we chatted a little bit. We had a nice conversation. It was very nice. How are you? Everything. It was not like a heavy conversation about heavy things. We just talked about the show, and then we went to see the show, and it was very unique. I love how the actors of Betzvi plays. They're always young and cheerful and have a lot of energy, and they're very talented. So we enjoyed a lot. It was like almost 2 hours with the intermission. It was very nice, and after the show, of course, after the show, she brought me with her car to back to Tel Aviv, and it was nice. Like it was a nice date, very nice date. After a couple of days, I did the blood tests. The blood tests are, I asked the blood test from Edith, that she's working in my dad's office, and she's the wife of Dr. Dorfman. Dr. Dorfman, my doctor. And she gave me like the papers I needed for the test. The blood test almost covers everything, like sugar, glucose, and of course HIV, which I need to see that I'm healthy and fit to be a father. So I made the blood test in the 22nd of April in Maccabi. This is like the institution, the medical institution in which I did the blood test. I usually after a blood test I don't feel really well. Had a lot of dizzy. I just after they took me a few test tubes, I was a little bit like fainted, almost fainted, like black in my eyes, and the nurses came to me and I had to rest and everything. I told them that that I have problems in my life. I mean, I have weakness. I feel weakness in my life, but they never discovers anemia or anything. It just only it's almost like in the limit of anemia, but never really anemia. So I decided when I see my doctor, Dr. Dorfman, I will speak to him about it. Anyway, they gave me water with sugar, and I took the day off from work, so I felt much better. And of course, I did the exams. Limor told me she's going to do her genetical tests, and I have to do another blood test only if she has a gene that can cause troubles to the baby, that can cause a disease to the baby. Only then I had to do a blood test to see if I also have the same gene that can cause troubles. Okay, so it was over, and after a day with a lot of coffee and everything, I went on with my life, I guess. Until now, I had a password to Maccabi Institute in the internet. Until now, I had only health results. The results again showed that generally I'm okay. Not a lot of hemoglobin, but generally I'm okay. I just have to eat more things, healthy things, that I will become stronger. Maybe take pills. I don't know. This I have to talk with my doctor, but it seems all right. All right. Well, I discussed with my friends, especially Millie, about my intention to be a father and to have a parenthood partnership with Limor. And Millie was very, she rejected. She told me she's not for it, that it's too big for me, and I don't know what I'm going into, that I don't know how much like it's a responsibility to take care of a baby. I can have mental problems. I can have a depression. I don't know. She just wasn't, she didn't feel that it's alright for me to do this. She thought it's a mistake. I told her, listen, why don't you just meet Limor? Why didn't you just meet Limor and invite her to your place? And you see, she's a nice girl and everything, she's okay. So Millie told me, okay, so let's do it on Friday. So on Friday, it was the 25th of April, I invited Limor to Millie. I told her I have a very nice friend, and she has 2 children, one 12 years old, Ariel, and the other, she's 1 year old, Maya Hodaya. I told her, of course, that Maya Hodaya, 1 year old, she gave me a lot of inspiration to have a baby. Because I was there when she was born, and I saw her like from a couple of months old, and I very related to her, and it gave me the feeling I want to be a dad, I want to be a father, I want to have a family too, like the same way as my father, for example, had another family after he divorced my mom. He had 3 children with my 2 sisters and 1 brother. Anyway, so Limor came to Millie, and she was very nice to her, Millie. She served us food and everything. She asked very polite questions. Unfortunately, after that, her friend Fanny came. And she didn't like the idea of parenthood partnership. She was really against it, and I knew Fanny not as well as I know Millie. I know her just from about the period that Maya Odaya was born, or Millie was pregnant. That I met Fanny. And funny, when she came in, I felt that she's not so pleased. She started to ask questions. She questioned Limor. She asked her, after she figured out what is the nature of our relationship, she asked her, listen, how are you going to do it? Are you going to do it through the usual way, through sex or fertilization? So Limor told her, she was a little bit embarrassed, of course, from the direct question, but she told her, no, the we not fertilization. We're gonna make it through the usual way, through sex. She a little bit. It's called a little bit under the underwear question. I felt she was embarrassed, but it was like Funny didn't like it. She told, no, it couldn't be that way. Why didn't you do it through fertilization? If it's a parenthood partnership, it's supposed to be cold. No romantic relationships, no intimate involved, nothing. It should be like a business relationship. Of course, Limor told her, well, it could be dynamic, like people know each other. Maybe they like each other. Maybe they found each other. There's no reason why they shouldn't be a couple, but we have to see, we have to know each other. But Fanny was not pleased with this answer. Things got worse when other friend of Millie came. She was blonde. I'm sure about her name, either Zita or Sita, but I just called her the blonde. So anyway, Fanny and the blonde, when it come to the financial issue, they just started to spread up questions and just say things that I didn't like. They say then that I'm poor, that I don't have money, that I can't support the baby, and in front of Limor too. The blonde Sita told Limor that she should pick a guy that can pay her, that has money, that treat her like a princess or something, and she said it in front of me. Just don't. He's like a broker. He don't have money. He's poor. I felt a little bit, how do you say, a little bit humiliated that she tried in my friend's house, in Millie's house. She tries to convince Limor to give up on me, just like that. Millie was silent. She didn't say anything to this, which a little bit disappointed me. But I told them in response to their, I think, a little bit ugly opinions, that I smell like a feminism. And when the blonde continued, she said, you men like to spread your sperm. You like to spread your sperm. But you kind of person, you don't like to take responsibility. Like she knows me, right? You don't like to take responsibility when anything to do with a baby. I know you're kind. It was so humiliating, and when she compared me to lions in the National Geographic, we just saw it in TV, like a couple of lions, something that Maya Hodaya saw, something for 1 year's old baby. And I told her, just listen, I'm not a lion, all right? So don't treat me like a lion. And I told him, well, listen, Limor, I told her, maybe it's time to leave. I don't like this conversation. I feel that it's like an attack. It's insult for me to stay there longer. So Limor told me, listen, maybe we have to. It's better that we'll wait a few moments, that they don't see that we left because we are insulted or offended. I told her okay. So we waited there a few more minutes. Limor had to go anyway to her mom for a Shabbos meal. and we went there, and I gave Millie the impression that I didn't like what happened there. After we went, I have to say for Limor, she wasn't so much affected by those two ladies. She remained cool. She told me she heard those kind of things before. It didn't upset her. And she don't pick a guy according to his money. She take a guy like me for my personality, and it was very important for me to hear that. Millie tried to call me several times after I said goodbye to Limor. She tried to call me several times. I was in a coffee. I was so upset. I don't know. I called my mom. I told her about that. And after that, I answered Millie and I told her, listen, I don't like what your friends did. I think it's not good. So she said, no, my friend Fanny, she want to apologize. She sent her apologize on Facebook. I told her, okay, let her apologize. I told it myself in my heart that if it will in any way harm my relationship between me and Limor, what those two girls did, then I won't see Fanny, not to mention the blonde girl, never in my life. Fanny apologized on Facebook. I returned to her that it's not what she said, because maybe I can find a way to have more money. Maybe I need to take another job. I don't know. Maybe I should live with Limor. But it's it's how she said it was ugly. I didn't mention ugly, but just say how she did it, especially in the first time that Limor came to Millie's house, my friend's house. I told her that it was not polite, and she of course apologized and everything. Millie also told me it's a way to test her, now that Limor didn't change her mind. It's good. I told her yes, but why to test a person? Why to do it? What to test someone? So anyway, I forgave Fanny, but not only if me and Limor continue to be normal. Of course, as I said, Limor wasn't excited about that. Just as the name of this session, these were their opinions, and it was only one response to these opinions. The response was, we don't care, and we continue with our plan. And I think we made it clear either to those two girls and also to Millie, maybe, because Millie also kept silence, although she changed her mind after. So on the 2 of May, I went with Limor to a movie. I invited to a movie. It was a very nice movie. It was like a thriller, really good thriller with Elijah Wood. I showed her the Cinematheque, the place where I'm going, and I really like to be there, and I show a little bit my world. And after that we went to a Japanese restaurant, Onami, and she invited me for the movie. I invited her for the Onami, for a kava, and I ate a sushi. We again spoke about what happened at Millie's house. She told me she spoke with her mom about that. Her mom wasn't excited. Her friends a little bit told her, listen, you don't have money, maybe it's... But she told them exactly what she told me earlier, that you don't pick a guy according to his money. I spoke with her about that maybe I should, when she's pregnant, I should move to her house. I work at my dad's office. I work there from morning until afternoon. So after that, I have a time to take care of the baby. I'll be closer. Maybe I have more money to support him. Not to mention if I take another job, but if I share with her the rent, I probably have more money. she says she was okay with this idea. We talked about a little bit about names for our future baby. We just make fun of that. I told her if it was a girl, and by the way, both of us want a girl first. It will be Leah. I love Leah because it reminds me of Princess Leia from Star Wars. Leah, and it's also a very popular name in Israel, Leah, today. And if it's going to be a boy, I suggested Ori, like from Or. It's light in Hebrew, and she suggested Libi. And Libi, it's a very special name, very unique name. Um, so we just have to think about it. Although I like the name of Libby for a boy. Um, we also we discussed about the main thing that is important to her, that our child won't get religious education. It'll be like secular education, and I'm very good with this because I'm secular. We both secular. We also talked about the Brit Milah, which is just a second. Hajj time. So we also talked in Onami about Brit Milah, which is ritual circumcision in English. And I told her that I'm for ritual circumcisions. She looked a little bit hesitate. She told me not everyone do it, but I told her, of course, my child, I want him to be, of course, I want him to be secular, although we can choose whatever we want when he's older. But ritual circumcisions, it's for the reason that we are living in Israel, and I want him not to feel different. I want him to feel like a Jew in the Jewish tradition. So I think she can compromise on this, if it's a boy, of course. It's important. I also mentioned to her that in my life I change a lot of things in my life. I believe that the person won't have to feel. I believe that it's better for a kid not to feel different. It's very, very important. After that, we went to the romantic side. I told her that I find her attractive, and she told me the same. I found you attractive. And I asked her if I can kiss her. She says, okay. She says here in the restaurant. And I told her yes, but a polite kiss, right? So I kissed her. We kissed mouth to mouth, but without like a French kiss or something, just in the mouth. And she was impressed that I am so polite, and I told her, of course, I won't kiss you a French kiss in this restaurant, so I'm polite. After that, it gave me a good feeling, because I thought to myself, wow, there is maybe a chance that we can be also a couple, which is good for the kid, for the boy or the girl. After that, we walked a little bit in near the restaurant, and she told me her mom is sick with she has a disease, cancer. I told her that I'm very sorry. I hope that she will be well. The good thing is that she lives very near Kofer HaYeshuv in Ramat Gan, where she lives, so she can be close to the baby. She told me a month from now her blood test genes results will be. the results will be on paper so she can see the genes. I told her that a week or 2 weeks from now my results will come, and c'est tout, and we said goodbye there. It was very nice meeting. A week after that, it was yesterday, she invited me to her house. Very, very nice place, very comfortable place. I felt very comfortable. A lot of space. It's in Ramat Gan. A lot of space to grow a child. Very good place. She has like 2 dogs in her house. I mentioned in the first session Casablan, and also the dog of her relative and roommate, which called Raja. Raja is from Aladdin. So Raja and Casablan, 2 dogs. They're only noisy when somebody comes. Like when I knocked on the door, it was really, they barked on me. But after that, they were quiet. They both quiet dogs. I'm a little bit in the back of my mind. I ask myself, what is the interaction between dogs and a baby? But I trust. If Limor tells me they don't hurt the fly, so I trust her. She was very kind to me. She ordered pizza from her own money. She ordered pizza. I promised her that in the next meeting I'll also order something, and we discussed about a lot of things. We ate the pizza. We watched a movie on her TV. We discussed about, I told her about my silent films, about my silent films channel, and about my history as a director, and about that the fact that I'm doing now, though these days, more documentary than silence, although silence is here, always here in my heart, and I want to continue to make them when I have more money. And this is it, and it was at like 9 p.m. and after that at 11 p.m. she drove me home. She went to her work, night work. And this is it. We're still waiting for the results. I'm waiting for my HIV result. This week I'm going to see my doctor, and she waits also. She has to make HIV and to see the genes results. So I guess if there are any dramatic changes, the next session really will going to be about these results. I hope that you enjoyed this session, and happy to hear me in English. In the next sessions I'll do the same, I'll speak in English. And thank you. So see you in the next session. Bye bye.